Okay, so I have Randall Czarlinsky here. You're the regional director at American Jewish Community, and you and I have been chatting before the show about this, what you guys are doing as an organization to bring people together. This show is about positive shifts that people are making, but share with our listeners and viewers again right now to kind of tee up before we talk about what you're doing is what's happening right now, what problems and challenges are being presented to your organization that you're trying to solve, just so people have some insight into what's going on around them that they may not otherwise.
Right. Well, American Jewish Committee, being the oldest human relations organization created in 1906, is really focusing both internationally and domestically today. The virus is global. Our agenda is global, meeting with diplomats, discussing the impact of what's happening in Latin America, Asia, as well as in Europe, and transatlantic relations, the US-European component. Here domestically, we've created a community of conscience, which is faith and ethnic leaders that come together to really coalesce around America's purpose as a pluralistic society, a democratic society. And what we're seeing today, because of the virus, hate attacks against the Asian community, an uptick in anti-Semitism, that no matter who's attacked, it's like an attack on all of us. And later this week, we've got faith and ethnic leaders, Muslims, Latinos, Blacks, Asians, and Jews, and the gay community doing a video shoot together, expressing that we're all in this together, that an attack on any of us is an attack on all of us, and that we're really all in this together. Most of us are immigrants that came to the United States. And also, we're all Texans. It doesn't, and the virus does not discriminate based on a nationality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so true. And I'm so glad that you brought this point up about unity and you're actually doing something about it. There's so much unity that's happening between political organizations. You know, I like to say, like, Republicans are becoming less Republican and Democrats less Democrat, and everyone seems to be moving towards this center. If they are educated on what's happening, if they're pulled into a movement. People are isolated out there. They tend to probably stir up these ideas and stories about who did this and, what hate they have for other people. What is you're doing the video. What else are you guys doing to try to help unite people, bring people together right now?
Well, I think it's just reaching out, like we've got briefings like you and I are having with diplomats, the third largest consular corps in Houston, reaching out to those diplomats to communicate back to their countries that, yes, Americans are with you. I mean, this is a global pandemic. It's just not in Dallas or in Houston. Mm-hmm. It's global. And really doing that outreach, and with faith and ethnic communities, it's letting each other know we're there for each other. And this isn't just targeting, yeah, there's no doubt if you've got health issues, and there's the Black community is noting for some reason the virus is really hitting hard based on some of the health conditions between diabetes, heart conditions, obesity, that's really impacting that part of the community. And they're noting nobody's really paying attention. People are talking health issues make a difference, but it's really showing that solidarity that we are all in this together. No matter, yes, economically may play roles, but everybody's got to show that they're together in this, and that attacks on one group or another are not acceptable. It's really, we've got new heroes between the grocery stores, the medical centers. Those are the new heroes. It's not what we think about during other catastrophes. They're really out there putting themselves and their families on the line.
Yeah. One of our values at the Gents Place is to serve first. Just something that was instilled in me. I came from a military family. My mom spent time in Iraq and Afghanistan. And we act that out wherever we possibly can on a daily basis, including doing haircuts for the homeless and helping veterans and all of that. Right now, there's a surge and an abundance of time that people have. What do you recommend as an organization that is out there serving the community and tapped into bringing people together, for people that have an abundance of time? Do you have any recommendations for what they should be doing right now?
We have AJC Advocacy Anywhere that 3 to 5 times a week, we've got people on the coronavirus, diplomats, elected officials discussing not just issues, but the impact of the virus. Here in Houston, we had Stephen Kleinberg, who's one of the noted sociologists at Rice University, that's done 38 surveys of Houston, of what the new normal is going to be as we emerge from this. You're right, people have got lots of time. Here's an opportunity, which you and I are doing via Zoom or briefings, to learn more about the issues and the impact it's having, not just in America, but globally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, no one seems to have an answer. I just got a show with an attorney, and he says, I can't even make he's a planner, and he can't even make a 90-day plan because he represents the restaurant industry, the Texas Restaurant Association. He doesn't know when they're going to reopen, if they're going to be allowed to do this or that, and do they need masks, et cetera. So it seems to me right now is just getting plugged in and learning and being part of that conversation, even if you're just listening. Right. The answers will come out about how we can help, I would guess, because certainly he said, my clients call me and sometimes I just don't have an answer because the government doesn't, right? But just stay with me on this journey so that we'll find it together.
No, what you just said is exactly what's happening. I mean, there's a big furniture retailer here that isn't going to be allowed to open next week or the week after, but other furniture stores are opening. So there's a disconnect between what's allowed, what's not, just in the state of Texas. Mm-hmm. And who knows what that's really going to mean. I mean, yes, I need to see a stylist, but at the same time, will people go out even when society's open?
Yeah.
They're not going to gather in large groups. Sadly, sports are gone probably till the fall.
Yeah.
But it's a whole different environment. And as Stephen Kleinberg noted, it's going to be a new normal that people are going to have to adjust.
Yeah, I'm a visual guy, and so I've been describing it as a green light versus yellow light. There's not going to be a green light to reopen the economy. There's going to be a yellow light, and the yellow light is cautionary, probably has some restrictions and rules attached to it, and it's going to be different by industry, by business. And so we need to know what the yellow light entails in our specific situation to figure out how we can help. Right. So what are some things that we may not know as lay people in society? We're not on these calls with diplomats and others that would be helpful for us. If nothing else, interesting, but anything that's helpful that you can share with us, considering the access that you have.
Well, I think what we're learning from the diplomats, like the European Union, is finally coming together. They're already looking, when they emerge from this, and they just adopted it last week, a real economic package for the entire European Union. There's certain countries, Italy's been severely hit, being literally shut down. Spain's going through some of the same things, but they're working together. I think in the United States, we all know the 50 states are competing against each other, depending on how bad or how good it is in those specific states. So learning life's not going to be normal. In Houston, people do take buses and mass transit. They probably won't once we emerge from this, because how many people are you going to put together? I know from entertainers that we do for some of our events, there's not concerts going to be taking place this summer. It's a different world that's coming that we're really not paying attention to, going, okay, we're going to emerge from this. And we'll go back to the way it was. Probably not. One, in Houston, there's thousands of jobs being lost in the energy industry when oil is $17 a barrel. It's, it'll take time to get back up to $50 or $60, but whether those jobs get replaced, I mean, Houston's looking at 1980s type economy with thousands of jobs lost. So it's going to be different. And then I think for families, there may not be camps and daycare this summer. Just because you're allowed to go back to work, you've got kids in elementary school, who's going to take care of them? So, I mean, there's all kinds of issues that are coming. And they're all just piling up, waiting for the emergence.
Yeah. Well, so on that note, we like to end the show on things that we're grateful for, or that you've seen other people be grateful for, that we're reminded of maybe new things that have happened, that have shown up in our lives that we're grateful for. What are you seeing, despite all this chaos and all this uncertainty and everything else? Where have been some glimmers of hope, or people that have shown a sense of gratitude, or even in your personal life that you've been reminded of that maybe you took for granted?
I think what it's showing, that people are willing to come together. People are willing to speak out. People are willing to take the time to participate, to learn what they can do, where before, I've got so much going on, I don't have time to do that. So I think community-wise, people are coming together and looking for that opportunity. And it's just not the faith in ethnic leaders, but leadership's going, yeah, we have a responsibility, as opposed to just, we go about our business. And I think individuals, families, there's more communication. They may not be visiting, but I've got a son in Tennessee and a daughter down in Galveston, both at universities, but there's more outreach and finding out what's coming next.
Yeah, I've seen that too. It's so great to see the lines blurring between religions, between politics, between competitors and businesses. The lines are blurring, and people are identifying themselves more as Texans or Americans or neighbors. We still have a lot of work to do, no question, especially when we have some of these things popping up, surges in anti-Semitism or hatred towards the Chinese people. But I really believe we'll get there as Americans, because I'm seeing it day in and day out that people they're changing their behaviors and how they spend their time, and how they think about how they identify themselves, as a person or as a group or business. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear you're saying that, and you guys are pushing for it. And I hope make sure you share the video series with me, and I can get that out.
No, happy to email the whole thing. No, appreciate it.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right, Randy, well, I'll let you get back to work. I know that you're busy.
Yeah, nothing. It's juggling 16 persons for a video shoot. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
But thank you again. Appreciate the opportunity to push out what AJC is doing, as well as to have the conversation for what's up in Texas.
Yeah.
I look forward to you opening again. So it'll be a crowded schedule for at least the first week.
You and me both, man. You and me both. We'll send out an email as soon as we're ready.
Thank you again.
Okay, Randy. Have a great day. See you.
Thanks. Take care.